I'm Maggie, and I came to Grace Home in May 2019, and I have 4 kids. My littlest one is the Grace Home baby. He's Christopher. He's 2 years old, and I have a 10-year-old daughter, and her name's Chloe, and I have a 12-year-old son. His name's Justin, and then I have a 13-year-old daughter, and her name's Sammy. My life before Grace Home was a disaster. So I started out young with children and no stability in work or home. And I eventually just got addicted to drugs, and that caused me to be homeless, and I lost my children. The most important thing I learned through those travels is that God will provide no matter what. I was 28 years old when I actually started accepting that relationship, because his relationship was always there. From the day I was born, he was always there, present in my life. But I never accepted that relationship until I was around 28. My OB-GYN, Ronnie Ferris, she actually put in a call for me, and she talked me into actually calling y'all and applying, because she said that she thought it would be a good fit for me.
So when I met Maggie, she came into my clinic. At that point, I was very early on with helping with the Grace Home, and it just seemed everything that she needed, Grace Home fit the mold of what she needed. And so I had mentioned it to her, and she had said, oh, I have heard about that place. But she just kind of seamlessly fit right in, and she was hungry for change.
Living in community, I actually really enjoyed it. I remember praying very many times. I prayed before I got here that I wanted friends, and I wanted friends that were girls. And he brought me here, and I was surrounded by girls that were going through the same thing as me, and the community and the love and the care that was just given, just being here, was amazing.
My name is Gloria Flick, and I came to Grace Home several years ago because I really wanted to do something that would help women who need a place to stay or need help when they're pregnant and have nowhere to go.
So I was at a baby shower, and Gloria sat down next to me, and she started showing me pictures and talking to me, and we just really hit it off at the very beginning. And she came and volunteered for a movie night, and I just out of nowhere asked her, I said, hey, would you be my mom? And she was like, I don't really know if I can do that.
As we did the Bible study after a few weeks, Maggie just asked me if I would adopt her. And my first reaction was like, whoa, I don't know what that means. So I talked to Julie and told her what Maggie had asked, and Julie said she means she wants you to mentor her.
Ever since then, we started trying to build our relationship. We would just hang out, and she's been able to mentor me, and ever since then, she's my mom. She has taken the place to mentor me and tell me when I need to make corrections, and she also loves on me and cares for me, and it's a mom I never had. I've
never had children of my own, and I never expected to have any children of my own. And as we continued to move along in our relationship, Maggie started calling me mom. And so for someone who's never had children, to be called mom is super special. So, and then when she was in the hospital, I would go visit her because Christopher had some health issues, and he had to go into NICU, so she couldn't have him in the room.
But I know since I had Grace Home and the love and the care that I was able to get through it. I was able to experience it and still feel like I had a support system behind me. I wasn't on my own.
Maggie has worked very hard. When she first came to Grace Home, she wasn't sure she was going to be able to even keep Christopher. and she did not have custody of her other 3 kids. And when she learned from Scripture that a mother should take care of her children, then she decided that she wanted her children back, and she was determined to get them back. The judge put all kinds of restrictions, and he made a list of things that she had to complete and accomplish before he would even consider letting her have her children back.
He was not very happy about me being pregnant again. I know that. And just him accepting that I was in a good place and putting off the court dates until after the baby was born, and not requiring me to make any payments until after then.
And Maggie worked very hard and was able to accomplish every single one of the things that were on that list. And she had to go to court several times in order to be able to get through the process to be able to get her children back. And the last time that I took her to court, she walked in and the judge said, "Maggie, is that you?" He hardly recognized her because the change in her was so great.
And I was able to get that guardianship removed, and the kids' custody was put back with me as of December of 2021 or 2020. I mean, I honestly didn't think it was gonna happen, and that just shows that God does deliver, and He does, reward you for your good deeds. Proud to say that I'm a college graduate from OCCC. I am over 3 years sober. I am now going to USAO for a fine arts degree. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to make that choice because it was hard for me to make that choice, but I don't regret it. And if I didn't make that choice, I don't know where I'd be. I know I wouldn't have Christopher, and I know I wouldn't have my other kids. So without Grace Home, I wouldn't have all that I have right now.
I need a logo. I had remembered from the Grace Home banquet in 2019, there were rocks at each of the tables at the banquet. Maggie had painted trees on those rocks, and I actually have an example right here. I remember being really struck by how beautiful those trees were and just by her talent. It was just, it was Maggie from the beginning. Whenever I started thinking about logos, just she had to make it, just because of her story, and what she has done with her life, and then just the beauty behind a tree and starting new things in new life.
I would describe Maggie now as she loves Jesus. She's more settled. She's more able to make her own decisions and not be terrified that she's doing the wrong thing.
I was lost, dark, selfish, confused. Now I'm found. Identity, light, forgiven.